Hello again, and this time I'd like to look at the names of places. As with almost every video I've done so far, I start doing it and think, well, this is almost infinite. So once again, I'll use some few examples to try to point you in the direction of investigation if you're interested. When I started my classes with new students in Oxford, I liked to ask them their name, what their name meant. Most people didn't know it. The Japanese usually would tell me it was the yellow flower by a bridge over a stream, but most other people don't know the meanings of their names. Philip is a lover of horses. Christopher is somebody who carries Christ. Charles just means a man or husband. Sara comes from a word for princess. Elizabeth is from the Hebrew Elisheva. My God is an oath. My God is abundance, etc., etc. And the same with place names. My next question being, what does Oxford mean? Well, we never thought of it, did we? But it's obviously an ox and a ford. Put them together and you get the place where the oxen used to cross the river. The ford part, the castle part, the church part are very common. The most common is tun, of course, meaning town. Not always. I was born in Bolton, which is formed of the Old English buld, which meant a house, and the suffix tun, an enclosure or town in the modern sense. So that's nice and easy. But then Buxton, the tun is part of stone, Buxton, the moving stones. And being born in Bolton, I discovered the meaning of the district I was in, Harwood. Har is an old word for grey, the grey wood, and the Broadwood, the Bradshaw, was the next district along. And when the teacher explained that about hoarfrost, meaning grey, that's what started my interest in knowing what names actually mean. If we're staying in England, another suffix you'll see a lot is Caster, or it could be spelt many different ways. Leicester is the same, Lancaster. Chester is the thing on its own. That's a Roman army camp, or a connection with. That's where you're going to get those place names for. Manchester, near Bolton, is disappointingly the camp of an Anglo-Saxon chief called Mame. I must mention one of my favourite etymologies here, to scamper. This comes from ex campare, to leave the camp, possibly. Could be scampering to get out, but more probably just to leave the field, as in the field of battle, to scurry away. The camp becomes the champ in French, and that's where we get our word champion from, as I'm sure you knew. And another place I like to visit frequently is Wales. Cymru in Welsh means fellow people. So what is this Wales thing? Well, it does have an interesting etymology. It comes originally from the Germanic tribes attacking the Celtic tribes, one of whose names was the Volcae, which then began to mean foreigners. That's the important thing. Now, there's the VW mutation. So we're going to go from Volca to Volca, which will give us lots of names. In Swedish, you get a word Valakurna, meaning foreign corn. You get the word appearing in old German documents, meaning strange. And then the W becomes a G, something quite surprising to English speakers. The VW is more obvious, but W to G, that fooled me as well. In Spain, a W sound at the end, at the beginning of a word can be represented with a G. That's why, I suppose, waffle is gofre in Spanish. And you can sometimes see huevos, eggs, transliterated as huevos, if people are writing in dialect. So we go from the V to the W to the G, and then we've got goal. Hooray! We've got goal, the Roman word for the French. Galois is Welsh in French, and it also gives us the name for the Walloons in Belgium, and the Polish name for Italy, which is Włoch, which is a mystery to people learning Polish, but there's the explanation. While we're with the Slavs, let's stay there. Slav means word, people of the word, so you get the Yugoslavs, Slovakia, but from the word Slav, via the Romans, who got their slaves from there, we get the word slave, and Slav and slave will be very similar in almost every European language at least. Now I live in Spain, and being who I am, the first thing I want to know is what do these words mean? Spain, Hispania, that was the Romans christening it, Spain. The land of the rabbit, it's sometimes said. Apparently it's a hyrax, a rabbit-like animal. The land of the hyrax. Or Iberia, which comes from the Ebro, the river which runs through Zaragoza. Zaragoza is the city where I live, and that has a lovely etymology, as it was founded quite clearly by Cesare Augusto, the Roman Emperor Augustus. Cesare Augusto becomes Zaragoza, becomes Zaragoza, becomes Zaragoza. It's a wide, wide world, so I'd ask you to investigate any place name if you're interested in words. Place names are words as well. The Bahamas, the Bajas Mares, there you go. The low seas. Honduras, the Ondas, the deep seas. And then, of course, places whose name reflect the person who gave them the name, as in Bermuda, the Philippines from Felipe II, Philip II of Spain, and America. That's a mystery. Maybe we should save America for another day. And Welsh while we're at it.